Righty. Yeah. Good day, mate. Yeah.
Good day, mate.
Welcome to the world of YouTube. For all shapes, colors, and sizes, people, and planets, because you never know where the internet's going to bring anything.
Could be the moon.
Could be the moon.
Let's go to the moon. What's up, guys? Josh, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I was out in Invermere last night.
What were you doing in Invermere?
It's with the girl.
With the girl?
The lady.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one from that night at...
Austin's, yep.
Yeah? Really?
Yep.
Wow.
We're still going strong.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Really random how that worked
Anyway,
out,
that's really deep and personal. Nobody's going to know what the fuck.
We're doing a podcast one night, and I ran into this girl just out in public. She called me over, and we've been good friends ever since. He got booty called
from the third floor of an apartment building.
Yeah. She was cute, so I was like... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, colors, and facets, it's the big DAWG here with Josh. Welcome back to the Okello and Josh podcast.
Yo. Sorry, I just had to let you handle that.
Yeah.
I was like, not going to say anything.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
We're going to start this off by talking about some friends. What kinds of friends can't you stand?
What kind of, and why are we asking ourselves this question right now?
Because off camera, you and I have been talking a little bit, and you keep bringing up like certain issues that you're going through. I've brought up some issues like names won't go.
We're not dropping names.
We're not dropping names, but I had to take a break, a little hiatus from some of my friends just to clear my mind, get in my own space, and recharge that battery.
All right, so ask me that question one more time.
What kinds of friends can't you stand? Or, like, what are some pet peeves that really bug you?
Probably friends that are, like, about it until you got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's not gang shit. I mean, like, an artistic project.
Yeah.
Or, like, going, you know what I mean?
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
That's a really common thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Lots of people, like, it's just easier to say something than to actually do it.
Yeah.
And
like,
people,
for us to be sitting here and actually set up the podcast and everything, it's a big step for a lot of people. And it's a step worth taking.
Yeah. And people mean well. It's just really annoying when you're like, I'm going to do this and this and this. And then, like, a year later, you've barely started that thing when you could have already, like, just seen some success in it. So it's frustrating.
And the reason why I think I'm diverting that in friend groups lately is because I hate seeing that in myself. I tried to do some clothing shit and it didn't work out, but I beat myself up over that, and I'm like really not happy with how any of that went. You know what I mean? And like I can't stand that in myself, so I can't stand that when people don't see that in themselves and get mad at themselves for that stuff.
Yeah. If you're
it's like no self accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at least you actually tried. At least you actually went out there and like got a couple prints done.
Yeah, I did.
Had some people message you. Yeah. Like you were getting your foot in the door.
Yeah.
That's way better than just talking about something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we win and sometimes we learn.
Mm-hmm.
In my own experience, some of the wins I've had recently would just be like really following through with the things that I'm saying. Like
would you say that winning and learning get divided because a win isn't necessarily considered learning because there's nowhere higher to go than the win?
I would say that like if you're not winning, then the only thing left is for you to learn.
Yes, I'm drinking
for that, so you can learn and win.
Yeah.
And that's like the combination there.
Yeah. So I can't take myself seriously. I just realized it's juice box.
What flavor is that, by the way?
Oh, dude, it's like 40 calories, watermelon, blueberry, but it's mostly just water because it's no sugar.
Oh yeah. This guy's on a whole diet right now. He's trying to get that summer bod. Trying to get
rid of the belly.
Yeah, I've been biking a lot, so my summer bod's coming along. Failure is perhaps the biggest divide between like just people and their dreams.
Yep. Absolutely.
Do you have any sentiments on that? Exactly.
Yeah. I'll speak on myself for that one.
Sure.
My dream to be a chef for the longest time. got diluted from failure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not that cooking's the hard part, but, like, climbing the ranks in the kitchen is very, very difficult, especially in, like, a fine dining sort of setting. And I don't really necessarily have the solution to this conversation, but I'm just saying I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's just like sometimes I fail at things and it becomes really discouraging, and like that's just one, like, the fear gets in the way as well, and it just holds you back from moving forward. So that's like, you can't be afraid to fail, and you can't, like, you have to learn how to fail forward and have that humility regardless, and just take a pie to the face, but keep moving forward.
Oh yeah.
Safe to say, most people just, like, I think the thing a lot of people want is happiness, peace, tranquility, along with the health and prosperity that comes with that.
Yep.
What do you think of this? What do you take from that?
Even though, like, I am on, like, kind of a little diet right now, like, I don't take, like, physical health overly serious. I take mental health more seriously. But the happiness has nothing to do with your health. That's what I've learned. Mental or physical. Happiness has nothing to do with your health. There's people out there that are, like, super healthy and miserable. And there's people out there that eat McD's every day, guilt, shame free, and they're happy.
True.
So whenever people, like, get up in that with me, I'm always like, never know which side to pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's on the I mean, if not eating McDonald's is what makes you happy, then
Don't eat McDonald's.
don't eat McDonald's.
I like my McDonald's.
But
Yo, junior chicken, spicy habanero sauce with cheese and bacon. You're welcome.
yeah.
Double cheeseburger, like a Mac.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
What's your go-to drink there?
Pepsi or Coke.
Yeah, same.
Whichever one they sell. I never know. I think it's Coke.
I think it is Coke. It is Coke.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Coke. Yeah.
Fruitopia's not bad. I fucking dig the Fruitopia.
Bro.
Strawberry Fruitopia.
Fruitopia. Okay, do you remember when McDonald's had, like, that carbonated orange drink?
Oh, yeah. That was good.
What happened to that?
I don't know, but they need to bring it back.
They need to bring that back. They need that.
That was really good.
You can't, dude.
I
Anyway,
drink that like all day.
I brought that up because I recreated the taste of it. So you go inside the McDonald's where the fountains are, where you do it yourself. I don't know if they let you do that anymore because of COVID.
No.
Probably not. But or you just ask for half Sprite and half orange Fanta.
Oh yeah.
And it tastes just like the old.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they need to bring that back.
We're super off top right now, but yeah.
Doesn't matter. This is conversation.
Yeah.
Goes any which way. Now I've asked you this before.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you again.
But this is episode 1, YouTube.
You've always seen yourself becoming famous.
Yeah, that's not happening anymore. I don't know.
What changed from the last time we talked?
I don't know. Like, if this podcast blows, this podcast blows. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
That's it. Like, I don't waste my time focusing on it anymore. I do a lot of shit famous people do. So maybe I'll get famous. Maybe I won't. Got the whole studio, drumming, podcast, whatever. But I don't know, man. What are your thoughts? Like, do you think I guess we're in this together here. Like, we're on the camera together here. So if one blows, the other blows. So if we blow,
It is what it is. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. Like, whether you become famous or not, you can't just become famous overnight and be like, "Oh, I'm doing this now."
Yeah, literally.
We've always been doing this.
Yeah,
it's
like,
our lifestyle.
Yeah, like, don't take lyrics like I woke up in a brand new Bugatti too literally, because like they didn't just wake up in a fucking Bugatti.
Took a long time to get there. A lot of grind. It is
Yeah.
a part of their lifestyle. It's the way they live, off and on camera, and they just got a lot of notoriety from it, and they're celebrating it, and that's what that celebrity means to celebrate somebody's life and achievements. So, yeah, I don't sweat fame.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm pretty content with where I'm at, where I'm gonna end up.
Yeah.
So I don't sweat it. Many things involve common sense. Others are learned, and others involve intuition. You had something that you wanted to talk about with this one, I think.
Yeah. So my counters all that. Consistency counters hard work. Common sense counters logic. Learned counters coachability, and intuition. My counter is awareness. So I had a coach in hockey tell me this a long time ago. He always said, no matter what it is in life, focus on the definition and not the title of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I like that.
Yeah.
You guys are watching the Okello and Josh podcast. At the end of this, we're gonna be giving each other some feedback, just so we can kind of like. We've been doing this for long enough now that I think we've reached a new hierarchy.
Yep.
And
critique.
we gotta really start helping each other by just giving us some feedback on things that Josh notices about me that I perhaps don't notice about myself, and vice versa. So we'll get to that. Humility is the attitude of learning. What do you think about that phrase?
Yes, but I think what a lot of people don't realize is like your humility style has to be compatible with whoever is teaching you and their humility style. Because like there's a lot of people in my life that have told me I'm full of humility, and then there's a lot of people in my life that have told me I have zero humility. Mm-hmm. And it's just like,
I think that comes with knowing yourself.
Yeah, it comes with knowing yourself. Like, I don't know. I get jaded when that question comes up because I've had so many humility issues in my life. Whether it's like the person in my life has no humility, or I'm getting told I have no humility. Like, that word haunts me.
Is there another word that you could use? Maybe means the same thing, but not that word where it like throws you back. Coachable.
Just coachable.
Yeah.
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 Beginner's mindset.
Beginner's mindset.
Improving yourself is the first step to improving everything else around you. I think that's a really true
100%, dude. 100%. So I'm not going to get super into it here, but like my mental health or whatever is pretty like quote unquote severe. And it's just like there's people that have what I have that are either high functioning or not functioning.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like in the middle of that. I used to be high functioning, but I'm not really anymore. But I'm not like, you know, fully handicapped or anything. But yeah, I don't know. Whenever I'm in the hospital, I'm always the leader of all the patients.
Do you think you're just in a better mindset than they are?
No, they just see me as that way, so I take on the pressure.
Why do you think they see you that way?
Because I'm the only well-dressed person in a ward. Where I'll be like the only
That's
one
it?
doing something in my
Just
laptop.
strictly based on appearance?
Yeah, because like everyone else is just like giving up.
Do you think they've been there a long time, longer than you? And so
I don't know. In total, I've done like if we add up all my time in the hospital now, I've done like 6 months. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a reoccurring theme from the first time I was in there in a noob to like the other month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was how long ago was that? A month and a half ago?
2 months ago.
2 months ago?
Yeah.
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 Time flies. Holy shit.
Yeah, no shit. Thank God.
Learn
the pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, learn the pursuit of knowledge.
Why do you think we learn?
To avoid that stuck feeling in life. I don't think people like seek out education because they're trying to be smart. I think they're seeking out education more out of like boredom and feeling stuck, and they don't want to be in the same place. They just feel like doing something new, and then they realize they're learning, and then
yeah.
That's how it was for me. Because like a few years ago, man, like I didn't know how to set up Logic or know how that interface worked, or like didn't have that sweet blender that you can't see on camera, and like the tools. Here's the thing. You can learn how to use the tools. But if you don't have the tool, you can't do the job.
True.
That's what I got taught a long time ago. I was like, if you don't have the tool, you can't do the job. That's what they taught me in my first professional kitchen, which is why I actually have a bag of knives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. True. That's very true.
Review time or more topics or let everybody know what's up?
So I got, well, let's see. Yeah, I got one more thing, and then we're going to go to
Cool.
review. I want you to be extremely, brutally honest and just lay it out on there. If you have anything you have never told me before, this is the time to do it.
Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. That's a lot of pressure. Here we go.
Don't be scared.
I'll do it with my eyes
It's
closed.
just me and you, man. And we're learning, and this is how we
Alright.
grow. So, small improvements over time equals big difference.
It's better for us to do this shit on camera, too.
It is.
Because
It
then
shows humility, our growth. Like,
and then
think
it
about-
doesn't show like then we're not fighting about it off camera.
exactly.
Okay.
So, this is the part of the podcast where we talk about ourselves in the most honest, most brutally honest way that we possibly can. No feelings hurt, no love lost at the end of this. Still gonna hug it out.
Yeah.
Maybe a little tongue, who knows? But
Little tongue.
what are some things about me that you think I'm not aware about that I should be aware about? A blind side.
Ooh. Probably
Good or bad?
your attention retention.
Please explain.
Like you I don't know, like when we were having the fire or whatever, like I don't even know how to explain this. You just don't focus on shit for a long time at a time. Like, does that make sense?
Not really.
Okay, so like earlier I was setting up sound, you were a little bit annoyed about it, but then you got over it. And then we're outside and you're like, I don't know, it's just ADHD shit. You'll be emotionally tied to something you said, and then you won't be emotionally tied to that same thing like the next day.
Isn't that just regular human behavior?
No, absolutely not. That's part of our stuff.
He's talking about mental health
Yeah.
stuff. So if you're saying if you do something right now and I get mad at it,
Yeah.
and then 10 minutes later I'm not mad about it,
I'd rather
that's weird.
I'd rather you like not get mad about it at all or just stay mad about it. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I'm jealous that you can get so mad and then not mad and you just get over it. Cuz I'm like a steeping tea kettle of anger. You know what I mean? Like I'll never show it
That's weird
until
to me.
I'm like overflowing with it.
I'll just explain to you
Yeah.
what goes on in my mind when that happens. Your sound setup.
Yeah.
I'm wandering around back and forth not knowing what to do. I'm literally twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I was like, "Oh my god, we could have just been sitting down talking already."
Yeah.
I'm upset.
I know.
Now I'm
but-
telling you what's going
But
on
it's
in my
a time
mind.
perception thing, and it does tie back to ADHD. Because, like, in the time of a cigarette, technically in the time of 2 cigarettes, I set up this whole thing. But you were in here for the first non-cigarette, and it was just daunting. And then you went out for a smoke. And
I don't
you kinda
get what
just-
you
And
mean.
you went out for a smoke and kind of just chilled and did your own thing, and like. You know
Oh
what
yeah, I was
mean?
listening to a podcast.
Yeah, listening to a podcast.
Shout out
and-
John Maxwell.
Yeah, and then you're fine, right? So it's just like, I don't know. I'm not even. I feel like I'm pointing something out because I have to point something out. I would have never talked about this otherwise.
All good.
Yeah.
All good. You could have brought it any which direction.
Yeah.
I think that's just emotional intelligence. It's like, I'm not gonna stay mad about it because it's really stupid to be
Yeah.
mad about it for the next half hour.
Especially when this is like an evolving process. Like this guy never used it before and all that, and then
Yeah.
it's an evolving process. I set up sound differently every time.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's an interesting topic because I've always wondered why people stay mad so long.
Yeah.
I've never got that.
I've never understood why people express anger so often. That's what I've never understood about anger.
Would you say I express anger often?
No, You express annoyed often.
True.
But not anger.
I do get annoyed.
I was trying to phone you yesterday, like have a bro conversation, and you're like,
let me explain to you what happened. I'm going to Invermere. I have to make this really important turn. This girl's calling me, where are you?
yeah.
I'm trying to explain to her. I'm over
oh my
here.
god, okay, yeah. You don't even have to
Josh
finish.
calls. I'm like, okay, I'm going to ignore it. I'll call him back in a second. Calls again. I'm like, I'm going to ignore it. Call him back in a second. I'm like, I'm just making this left, blah, blah, blah. Josh calls again. I'm like, I'll call you back.
Okay, here's my explanation. So it always takes me 2 tries to get you on the phone.
I didn't know this, by the way.
Because if you phone Okello's phone.
I had no idea.
If you phone Okello's phone, you're getting voicemail the first time.
Which is so strange.
Every fucking time.
You're literally the first person to ever tell me that. I had no idea.
And then you phone again, and you get Okello.
Like, hey.
So when it hung up the first time, I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's phone him again. So like in my mind, like there was only 2 real phone calls because the first one didn't count. Mm-hmm. But in his world, it's like he got 3 phone calls.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, that's that. Thank you for your review on me. I kind of don't. I still don't really get what you mean. Like the whole like getting angry at you and then being like, this isn't even worth.
I'm
being
just
angry
jealous
about.
that you get over it.
Oh.
Because I'm still mad that it happened in a way, but I'm not like.
So you hold on to shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to. It's just like, okay, like, dude.
What it really boils down to is emotional intelligence. What's worth your time actually being upset with? How big is the issue at hand?
My problem is
first world problems.
Yeah, literally.
It's like,
and you're allowed to say that.
So are you.
Yeah, but you more.
You're Métis.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
You can say it,
dude. I'm like the kind of Métis that's like been oppressed from even thinking I'm a Métis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of Métis people as a race has been so oppressed that it's like if you have it in you, like it doesn't count.
Right.
Like you wouldn't tell a quarter Asian guy that doesn't count, but you'll tell a quarter Native guy that it doesn't count.
Which is strange, but it happens, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just is what it is.
Yeah. Yo, you passing me my water bottle too?
Oh shit! Excuse me, guys.
Don't do it. I have my juice box.
Never mind. Do I have any critical feedback for you?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yes, I do.
Here we go.
I don't even know if it's worth saying on camera.
Why?
Because it's kind of petty. It's just like it's a thing.
Mine was pretty petty too, though.
Yeah, that was like a you being like, I'm mad I can't do this. I don't get why you are able to do it so easily.
Yeah, it's
fuck you.
Shit, yeah.
Okay, I was over the other day. I was a little tired. We were about to podcast. First YouTube thing. Video got deleted by accident. This is why we're doing this one as our first one. I feel like you mimic people's personality sometimes.
Yeah, it's called borderline personality disorder, and I think they misdiagnosed me, to be totally honest.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm 100% positive that they misdiagnosed me, because there's nothing about me that's like bipolar.
Yeah.
Moody. I mean, I'm either in psychosis or I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how borderline, like BPD works, bipolar, like borderline personality disorder works. And borderline personality disorder is when you feel like you have to mesh with the people around you. And you'll either do it through like vocal, visual, how you dress, or whatever. And it's essentially like everyone's kind of guilty of this. You grow up dressing like your friends do, whatever. Like people around you, get influenced and whatever.
Yeah.
But like borderline personality disorder, borderline personality disorder is when you don't personally identify with really anything you're doing.
I see.
And like I've struggled with that actually my whole life. Like I'm really good at the drums. I don't see myself as a drummer. I'm really good at hockey. Never saw myself as an athlete when I was playing hockey. I got this whole studio set up. I know how to do a lot on my computer. I don't necessarily like own that as my identity. See where I'm going with this? Like I'm really good at cooking, but am I a chef? That's how borderline personality disorder works.
I see.
And I've just been like aware of it ever since the patient in the hospital who has BPD like explained it to me. But I'm not about to go get re-diagnosed a 4th time. You take the same medication for all of this shit anyway.
Gets boring.
Boring. I'll just take what I'm on. Or, you know, eventually someone's going to tell me I'm borderline personality disorder. I'm going to be like, no way.
Bring this over here.
And you, with a bipolar diagnosis, makes way more sense. Because you're way more...
Why I brought that up is because the other day when I was over here is because I felt like you were like trying to act like my personality. Like you weren't acting like you. That's why I was like, you're being weird today.
Like even today you think I'm being weird?
No, today you're like Josh. But the other day it was like you were trying to be... Whatever personality I have, I felt like you were trying to like mirror that.
Yeah, probably, but not consciously. It's just like,
and then there's another time I was here and you had like, I had that bomber, jacket or whatever, and you were like, you had to like change completely. You're like, I'm looking for my toque. Let me grab my bomber jacket. So I don't know if you like if that's conscious or not.
No, first time with the jacket thing is just like aesthetic for camera. I thought it would be dope if we were both like dressed similar. Like you were dressed perfectly for a podcast, and I looked at my outfit and I was like, I'm not dressed perfectly for a podcast. It had nothing to do with embodying you. But if we're ever doing a podcast, and I'm like not feeling it as much as I'd normally be feeling it, I'll just piggyback off of whoever's around me.
Yeah.
And I do that. I socially.
It's a really good way to do things, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're still involved, but you're like just not fully there.
You know. It works when you're line cooking. Yeah. And you just match people's personalities, and then they don't have to worry about yours. But in a podcast, I shouldn't do that. But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
It is.
But other than that, I do want to say that you're pretty fucking chill. Yeah. And I gotta say this on camera so people fucking know. Josh is like really laid back, easy going. He's always down as fuck to do whatever. And I mean, like, I say that and people are like, yeah, so, but like, it's kind of hard to find people that are kind of on the same wavelength as you and you guys can just do shit and be happy and merry and whatever.
Dude, if it wasn't so sloppy to pick it up on the computer right now, I wish I could show you the about page or the about that I wrote for our YouTube channel. Since this is going on YouTube, go and read our about Okello and about me. I wrote it as if somebody else wrote about both of us. That's how I wrote it.
Nice.
And you got a good paragraph in there.
Nice. Do you have anything else before we dip?
No, but one more idea. Okay. So you know how first half of the podcast we're going off this list and being all pro and but it's just been us chilling for the second half. I think that's a formula that could work.
Watch some of our other ones. That's what we do.
Is that what we do every time?
It's always off the script, and then we just midway through we're just talking normally, going off our whatever, all casual, and then we get back into it, and then at the end we'll just shoot the shit normal. Yeah. What? Go back and do this.
I guess.
It always works like that.
Okay. Cool.
It's really organic, and it works. And that's how a podcast should go. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to the Okello and Josh podcast. We'll be back soon with some more things for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you enjoyed that while you were watching this, or that soda, or that bag of chips, hey, we'll be back next time for you to do the exact thing.
If you ate vegan chicken nuggets, fake meat, we're still proud of you. Making the world a better place.
I'll still